Oh, righty guys. Well, I have something I need to tell ya. I wanted to tell you guys that we are live. It is 7 o'clock. I know I said 6:30. But I ended up getting into a couple of videos that kind of got into me wanting to actually share with you guys some stuff. Now, of course, most of you guys, if I get my politics, I will tell you, I am going to tell you, I listen to a lot of Midas Touch Network or Gamers Nexus or whatnot. I don't really necessarily, or any of these places where a lot of that information comes through and comes from. Um, and so I know that for anyone who is currently in that watching tonight, if you're watching on Trovo though, I want you to know that if you guys are watching via Trovo, make sure you guys hit that follow. Okay, sorry. I did push the button to say hey. That I did take a trip earlier today, but I did not take a long trip, and I didn't take a very stupid long one, because I was going to necessarily was going to have supper, and I didn't get on at 5 freaking o'clock. Because we were supposed to have pizza, and then pizza didn't show up because of some stuff that didn't go through and whatnot, and it's one of those things that happens. Um, but I ended up taking a small little trip from Belfast down to Norway. Um, and so we're at pretty much $8 and things like that. For it. I don't know how well you guys can hear. We've got this Chelmsford to Great Britain. We're gonna take you because you are on this list. You're right here. We're gonna take the greatest distance. We're gonna stay in the UK. I need to figure out a way. That doesn't get me into trouble, because I really love listening to Trans Radio UK, and I really like listening to it. But unfortunately, because of the rate at the music that I listen to for it, I can't listen to it tonight because it is one of those things that can get me into trouble with music. So I have a whole host of music from Panda Beats, mainly retrowave. Um, and we always listen to pretty much similar things, always the same thing. But I might figure out some other ways to might go download more Panda Beat stuff, just download the whole entire thing and just go from there. But for now, we'll just stick with what we've got. Now luckily, I can actually now start doing this a little bit differently. Because since TikTok is being a butthead with me, I'm on Trovo. No. Oh, it's two guys live streaming. Um. It's two guys live streaming over on it. So, anyway, I wanted to really come in. Oh, wow, we're at 13 now. Hold the horses. I was gonna think about going to fix my vehicle, but you know what? Whatever. Whatever. We'll go finish up our delivery for the day. We've got a lot of things going on, for it. Where, there's a couple guys, like I said, I always am live streaming via Trovo. And Trovo is the only other platform that I will drive, that I will basically have more appreciation for. Because I don't really talk, I mostly talk about US politics. I mostly talk about video gaming. I'm pretty heavily invested in TikTok and heavily invested into this platform. Was heavily invested into the platform, and I was like, you know what? I'm just done. I was already just like, okay, I got, for what? Because I talked about false information or whatnot. I always change in music. Like, basically, like, there is, I know, I know that the thing that I'm always going to tell you is, like, you should never text and drive. I was just going to change my title. I could have paused it. And let me be clear, I will. They usually will social media me, but guess what? I'm too low of a number right now to even be subsequently here on a lot of things. And I will, basically what I will be doing, guys, is if you're guys, I will share out the stream, but I'm going to primarily be focused on Trovo, over YouTube, but I'm still going to do YouTube as a thing. Um, I'm not going to give up on Trovo. I'm not going to give up on these platforms through um through any means because of for a lot of good reasons. Like, to be honest, I am going to tell you, I'm always going to be happily wherever the social media landscape changes. I am not going to change my my social media platforms, but I'm like, I already was going to leave. I already left TikTok because I'm pretty sure it has to do a lot with the transgender stuff and a lot of the political content that I do. Okay, you're gonna let me go? Thank you. But it's one of those things where I will tell you, I'm always here listening to Transgender UK as a like a my night stuff when I am listening, driving or doing anything, because it's one of my all-time favorite things to listen to. Like, I don't get a lot of time. I'm not a lot of driving truck. I'm always driving truck, and I always like doing it because it's just so relaxing, easy to talk to you guys, easily um, to make these decisions and make these things going into place. But I will tell you, I am going to focus heavily on uh, trying to promote these platforms, trying to make sure that if something happens again, you know, I will. There's only one platform I will not jump into, um, and it's the R1, the R Umble. I'm not gonna say the whole thing because I don't like that platform. I'll never join that platform. I've dropped X, have moved over to freaking Blue Sky for just less viewing platforms and viewing things that I want to hear and viewing things that I want to really actively see. Um, Now, of course, I forgot to do one thing. I need to be better about doing this myself. Is I forgot to post that I am live. Um, Live. I'm pretty sure I need to stay put here, but let me go over to my Blue Sky, guys. Give me a second here to post out that I'm live. Uh-huh. Sorry, guys. Okay. Basically, guys, we are gonna be, pretty much are gonna be live. Like, sorry, I'm posting right now. As you guys know, I am creating a post right now to Blue Sky. I just want you guys to know that, um, sorry, for whatever reason, and then I need to right click, share, copy link. So just give me a second here, guys. I am trying to figure out how can I... No, there's got to be a way for you to share. It's alright. I can just do this. I know how to do it. No, hold on. Hold on. People these days tend to really get themselves into a whole host of places. I'm gonna, because I always forget to disconnect from I always completely forget sometimes that I am sometimes I even forget to live stream. No, but I think it's gonna be high time that I start pushing out my stuff on a lot of these platforms that I tend to really envy a lot of the time. Like, you gotta realize that a lot of things that are being done within platforms or things being done through different means of just being loyal to a single platform. It's never a good thing to be loyal to one platform over anything. I was not loyal to TikTok. I'll still have TikTok available, guys, but I am just gonna remove the TikTok from the live streams on the thing. You guys can still get access to TikTok. You guys can still access to me there. I just won't. I will just be posting like highlights of um uh you know, I am not gonna sit there on that, but I will probably figure out some way to get highlights or some way to, you know, or get some way to um really. Luckily, we're only going to drive on the left-hand side of the road now. Oh, great. Wait, what? Why are you having me go this way? That's not even a way that I should be going. Or is it still telling me to drive on the left-hand side of the road? Because I'm so confused. I get myself confused, like, left-hand side of the road still. It looks like it. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it looks like that we're driving on the left-hand side of the road. Okay. Sometimes it's just one of those things that we always get ourselves confused sometimes, or... on things. But one of the things that I always wanted to really come in and really just hammer out a lot of the things that really do tend to get me blood pumping a lot, or just make me you know, one of the things, and I can't stress this enough. I've talked about this plenty of times, but have you ever listened to a song or listened to something that you can't really necessarily put it down because it's such a good song, and you really want to re-listen to it over and over and over again because it's just that good of a song? Or do you have songs that you just tend to listen to over and over again because they make you so emotional, and that you can't really put it down or change the way that your life or your votes or your things just personally change based on a lot of things, based on a lot of what you're going on a day-to-day basis? To be honest, like, one of my favorite things about music is just emotionally what it can do to change. Like, I will tell you, like, Bruce Springsteen, okay? A lot of you know Bruce Springsteen, a lot of you know who he is, and most of you who probably do. One of my favorite songs right now is The Streets of Minneapolis. And The Streets of Minneapolis is absolutely one of my favorite songs from him right now. But he has some other good songs like Born in the USA, 41 Shots. One of my favorite songs by him. And a lot of times, there's a lot of music out there that's not only from, you know, like Bruce Springsteen, because there's like this other, there's some other bands out there that just have done it for me. Songs that have done a lot of, made me feel emotional more than anything, and there's been a handful of songs that have done that. I have listened, and I will tell you, I've listened to The Village, by Rebel. Absolutely one of the best songs in my thing that just make me like really be like attentive and really enjoying a lot of songs out there. But so far the only really not many songs have made me cry. But The Streets of Minneapolis and Nickelback's Lullaby have been the only two songs that really have made me done that. That have made me cry more than anything. Like I cry a lot, and I'll tell you, I've cried a lot in my life. Sometimes I just don't show it in public because I don't want people to see it. But I have done many things that, you know, there has been times where I watch people die in real life. I have gotten so to the point that, you know, I watch, like, I will tell you, I used to be somebody that just kind of occasionally watched the news. I didn't really pick up the news on a I didn't pick up the news on like a daily basis because I don't. I am not somebody that picks up the news when I was there back in the day a lot. I would just mainly occasionally watch my local news and maybe CBS. I did occasionally like would catch a news source or catch a news thing from various different places, Fox News, other places, and I just that's where I did, and then I kind of was like, you know, I don't listen to a lot of those places anymore. But CNN, I was watching a thing where there was a shooting going on at one of the malls or something that basically really choked me up watching it. Is okay, yeah, so it is the same, it's going one way, but I was listening to it and I was just like, this just seems like it was horrible. It was horrible to see what's going on. You know, there's a lot of places out there that have riddled me a lot of times where, you know, I go and I look at these platforms or not just places to be or places to things. There are a lot of things that can go through and change. And to be honest, like, I have listened to another song that really got me liking, like, I'm not a big Fallout Boy. I'm not a big Fallout Boy fan. Like, I don't like Fallout Boy, but they did a similar thing to I don't know why they didn't add COVID into the thing. But I have listened to many artists and many people throughout my life that have really made me like music for what it is. And, you know, Nickelback is one that's not the best band, not the greatest band of all time. I have a lot of their albums just because, to be honest, I was in a kick of liking Nickelback. They're not the greatest, and I'll tell you this. The only album that really, there's only been two one album and one song that really I like, and that's their latest one, San Quentin. Um, and one song, Lullaby. Um, I haven't really liked a lot of their other music per se. Um, they've kind of gotten hit or miss on things. Like I listened to it, it's like eh. Like I went and listened, got the album, and was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this on CD. I still don't like them, but everybody has their own way of picking music and doing things and things that you love and things that you have different ways of listening to um, various places and various things that you get your music from, and I just and to me, I've kind of been on a kick a lot more lately with retro wave, actually more recently Japanese music, um, and I kind of listen to a lot of retro wave Japanese and some rock and roll, and some metal, but mostly it's Japanese and retro wave right now for me, and and um why did um okay, no, we were up in Belfast, we were in Northern Ireland, and then we came down to Dublin, Ireland, and now we're making our way. Okay, I see now. I see. Okay, so we're still in Great Britain. We're still in England. We just went from Ireland down here, which is okay. Um, what do you mean? What? YouTube says I had one view. Now I have no views? Like what? What's going on? I don't quite understand YouTube sometimes. It's like YouTube does like I never pay attention to the analytics because there's always that fudge a little bit. But I should never really pay attention to a lot. Just continue to speak your mind and do what you want to do. I'm on the M56 right now, but one of the things that really does with music is music can change who you are sometimes. Like you find a song you love and you stick with it. There are a lot of songs out there that I really like that I cannot put down. Another great song that I've been listening to a lot lately that's not an American music called um, um, called Favorite Song by Famino, and it's a Japanese song that really encapsulates a lot of, you know, um, encapsulate a lot of what a lot of Japanese music is just really one of those things that Japan has done such amazing job. Like they're not one of the best countries for LGBTQ, but they're absolutely one of the greatest countries to learn and understand history and culture of what went on about World War II and things like that. But uh, you know, and you can learn from going from whatever place or history or learning things from various different places, and understanding that, like I use John Dobb as an example, where I listen to a lot of Japanese and NHK, and occasionally I would get like a thing on Oriental Pearl. And you know, and getting things to, you know, it takes time to make a lot of video content. It takes time to do things. It's not like you can't just create a story within a day. But, you know, Bruce Springsteen did. You know, Bruce Springsteen was one of those people that created a song and released it within a few days. You can get a story done in a few days if you know what you're doing and know. Actually, we can go up to 90. It's 97. But you know, there is this thing that Scotus gotta win today. That Democrats gotta win. Gotta win today, and it's nice to see that we get some wins. It's nice to see that winning is a good thing, and winning is always a fantastic thing. You get a win through that. Where the Republican Party basically said no, they're going in racially gerrymandering because of what's going on in Florida. Or I mean, California. Their maps basically today, and they gave them a one-line sentence and said denied, pretty much, basically. Literally giving California a hand win because they did it through a process where everybody got a chance to vote on that map, and it got approved by them. You know, that the people approved the map. I think it really should be down to the people. But to be honest, you know, I'm going 100 kilometers, 101, just 102 just by going down the freaking road. But guys, I'm going to be honest, like, Midas Touch is one of the places that I always tend to get my information. And that's how I found out about the Scotus win. On how so it's one of those things that I love about politics sometimes. Sometimes there are things that really make me angry, and it always makes me angry. And I don't want to be honest. You know, AMD recently. I don't want to preface this. This is why I tell you not to pick a platform, and say this is your home plate. This is where you're gonna post everything. This is what you're gonna do. You gotta have a variety of places. Scatter it out a little bit so that people can kind of get to where you need to be and get to following you in places. You know, Blue Sky. You know, Blue Sky is where I will post a lot of my content. Discord, Not my own Discord. Unfortunately, I keep forgetting about my own Discord. Because I'm always on a couple other Discords where I do post a lot of my content or asking questions or figuring out things going on. Oh, I just missed the turn, dude. Go get rest. Oh no. Here, let's do there. Let's go to that point. But there's always these things that you go and you listen, you pay attention to a lot of these places that, you know, that we get a lot of these places going from point A or point B, or going in and learning from each individuality on these things, and understanding that the things that we do to choose what we want to do is, like, most of the time we pick X platform because we've been on that platform. That's where a lot of people are at. You know, it's time that if you are sitting on another platform and you are somebody that has the choice to pick a platform, it's always a good thing to decide what you're gonna do and decide to pick a handful of platforms. But AMD, you can't always trust AMD. You cannot always trust Intel or trust NVIDIA or trust these manufacturers. To do everything in a properly time frame. We are going to need to be over in this lane anyways. Now, if I could have kept going forward, I could have gotten some rest, but we're having to go this way. Anyway. But we've got a lot of things that change the way that I do a lot of things around my own life. Not just my own life, but I don't know. I was talking to I remember what I was talking about. We're talking about AMD and Intel. I got off sidetracked there. Mostly AMD right now. Is AMD really your friend? Is Pixio your friend? Is the PlayStation your friend? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Of course, I used to be somebody that I was like, okay, I'm gonna get an Xbox. I'm gonna get an Xbox 360. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get an Xbox One. and we'll get gas after the fact. Gas in the morning. Get gas lately. We'll get gas here. This afternoon. But there's always these things that when you go out and you listen to do these things and say, look, oh, that's a great platform to hop into. That's a great place to really spend your time on that platform. Oh, it's great. It's great that AMD's hightailing it right now. AMD right now is kind of nosediving right now, where the consumers are. You know, they're going all in on AI right now, and it's not great. You know, being part of an AMD or being part of a platform, I picked AMD because it was just a great platform at the time. It was a better price per performance than Intel was when I built my computer. Of course, nowadays there are better CPUs, there are better GPUs out there than what I've got. But for me to building another computer, GPU prices just gone up. And that's not good. We are going only 66 kilometers per hour. Once we get this done, we will upgrade our engine to 580. Because mostly I only pick the Iveco S-Way is all I pick. Not picking any other trucks right now. Not because, look, I never put myself picking one truck over the other. In a platform or picking AMD or Intel, you can never trust a company to do their best. Not every company out there is going to be the best company out there. Okay, it's like you look at these things, like they can change at a dime. When you look at AMD and people looking at the 9850X 3D, of course I'm no tech whiz or know of anything, because I'm not really spending a lot of my time on technology on a daily basis, or just listening to a few handful of tech people, because I don't have time to go out and spend a lot of my time listening to. It's like I just left Linus Media Group, Linus Tech Tips, because I'm like I have kind of left Linus because it's not that I don't, it's just naturally I just fell off. Not because I listened to their content, it's just, no, because I fell off because of Midas. Midas Touch is where I'm at right now. Political content is where I'm at. And hey, that's actually a nice way to turn around there if you need to. Is there... Yeah, it's just a nice way to turn around if you needed to, but there is no point in a lot of these things. And to be honest, you know, if you pick the important platform, or you pick the thing, you do it based on price per performance, and that's what you should be. You should not be focused on AMD or Intel. You should be looking at your wallet and saying, what can I get? Is this CPU better right now for bang for my buck than buying a Intel or or buying Nvidia or whatnot? Picking the best price per performance is what you want to focus on. Don't stick to Nvidia, don't stick to AMD, don't stick to Intel, don't stick to one. Do just what needs the price per performance. Figure out, okay, is there any issues going on with my computer? This is why I never build a platform on a new platform right away, or on upgraded platforms, because I don't need to spend thousands of dollars on a platform to upgrade. You know, for me, if I built a computer today, it's a little bit more challenging today to building a computer. Like for me, I am going to be changing out my capture card here soon. I'm going to change it out to a different platform altogether, because there is a reason for it. And so I always push for one place or another. I always push to say, hey, if you're going to go with Linux, you should at least go with AMD. That I'm going to tell you right now. If you're thinking Linux, AMD is going to be your friend for Linux. Nvidia might be a friend, might be great for it, but then it might not be. Chelmsford. And so I don't necessarily pick a platform to just basically say, look, this platform is going to be the best thing you'll ever need. AMD is going to be your best friend. It's like, no. This is why you don't put one place into one area and then just stick with it. It's the same thing. Like, you don't pick X, and then all of a sudden a corporate change, and then you have to really scramble to change. You always got to have at least a little bit of some platforms in different spots a little bit, because you're going to get people who aren't going to be using X and using Blue Sky in the response, or utilizing the old. Oh, it's okay. So we don't have enough for it. So you don't. don't want to pick a platform and stick with a single one, because like I said, you can end up getting yourself into trouble. Like, oh, I'm not gonna submit. To be honest, the only thing is if TikTok wasn't necessarily owned by Oracle, I would necessarily go and submit my ID, but because it is owned by the United States, and because who owns it right now, I've kind of left it. I've kind of not gone on to right-wing platforms. There's Truth Social. It's like I haven't shown how to get into Truth Social for anybody. I'm gonna tell you, like, I had a friend that I had some coworker that wanted to get on Truth Social, and I was like, nope, not getting on. Not gonna help that person get on. I basically said, you want to get on it, you have to figure out how to do it yourself, because if you're wanting to get onto a platform and knowing how to get on it, if you knew how to get on Facebook, if you know how to get on Facebook, you know how to get on Truth Social. If you know how to get on these platforms, you know how to do it. But it's like look, I have another place that I always could live stream to if I really wanted to, and that's Facebook. But I've never really spent my time live streaming through Facebook anyway, because it's like it's not worth it anymore. So it's one of those things where there's a lot of places where I have limited myself a lot now lately. So if anything goes wrong with a break on a platform, I really have caught myself in a foot, or caught myself somewhere. Cause like right now, I am basically now have 4 platforms that I'm on, and 5 platforms actually, but technically I could have posted to Threads too. But hey, we are now at 2898. Okay, I'm going to take up here. I'm going to go to the left up here. And take a left-hand drive. I hate left-hand drive sometimes, to be honest. Left-hand drive is... I like right-hand drive more than left-hand drive, and I understand it a lot better. But I can still... Luckily I can still pay attention to know, okay, I'm in the UK, I'm driving on the left-hand side of the road. I'm not driving like a UK truck. I hate driving left-hand. I hate driving like that. We're on Victoria Road, if I'm not mistaken. Nice that I at least get to see the light change. And it's a good thing I am just driving around with the trailer on the back as advertisement. But luckily we are going over here and to Clemford. We're gonna go that way. Sorry if I'm making you guys feel dizzy around that, but okay, so we're gonna do some truck configurator. Confirm that upgrade. Upgrade now. And then we'll go services. Service recommended. Yeah, we'll just go with that for now. We'll have to replace our tires at some point. I found the Mercedes-Benz. But now we need to go pick up our trailer back up again. Much better. Okay, let's go to the cargo. Oh, hold on, I'm setting. Okay. Take another haul, guys. Getting ourselves. Then I'll just pull, going out and around. Okay, so Scott will be on at 10:45, so that'll give me some time to maybe do some save the world, um, if we can get this all done. Did that when I shouldn't have probably done that, because I was not quite paying attention to where I needed to go. It's back here at the same spot. Alright. Ugh. I literally turned around that corner on a green light. And I got a pretty much big ding. Luckily we only have to pay 5 something now instead of a thing. Luckily we are starting to pick up higher rated things. Like if there is another truck out there that is pretty much at a lower weighted truck on the market, like at a 50, I will go out and buy that truck, and we will stop using Iveco for a little while. Or unless there is another Iveco, then we can get another driver. Like, that guy did not see me coming right around that corner. Let me check. Let me go to the Truck Explorer. Go to Services, Used Trucks. We have the Volvo. The Iveco S-Way Active is there. We do not have enough to get one. And we got one from every dealer out there, but we just don't have enough to go out and buy another truck. Best time to South End. Alright. Thanks, Rowan177M, for joining the travel stream. Thank you. You know, I absolutely am just loving this game. I give this game absolutely the praise that it deserves. Using the utmost. I use 177 mods on this game. I use pretty much basically a couple of graphical mods, weather mods, mainly that aren't part of a big, huge, gigantic map mod. But I love the intention to way that this game runs, this game has for going for it, and it's the best thing that this game. I can now travel pretty much outside of America right now. I can travel from the tippy top north of Russia if I wanted to, down all the way down into Africa, or I can go to Asia or do whatever. But I don't have Russia map installed. But yeah, you can do that. You can do a lot of things in this game that, you know, and there's a reason why I don't use Russia, guys. I don't use Russia because the Russian stuff, um, for a lot of reasons. Major one is because I don't want to trample on and be gone after because I support Russia. I don't. That's the one reason I don't. But I do use pretty much basically on the daily basis. I use all the pro mods, use all of Europe where I can possibly use it without known issues from gmccommunity.co.uk. Um, um, and not only that, we use pretty much basically everything from Asia, and we use outside of and Africa, outside of known issues or non-compatible compliant pro mod stuff, for Africa. And then out of other places, I only use Australia and Project Indo-Pacific. Toll has now been officially paid. But there is this thing that you know, I drive. Actually, I guess I can get to America. I can go to Canada from here, but I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere outside of North America, outside of the United States, pretty much. And if I want to do United States, I go into American truck, and I don't really want to go to American truck. I am really have a disdain a lot for my country right now, and so I don't really want to continue to support the American Truck Simulator. Um, for But I'm gonna let people decide that they want to do it. I'll do it when there's like, um, when we get like, when I get some ability to get some more maps, because I'm going to, if I end up getting this little job thing, I will end up utilizing to getting some more maps, for American Truck, which means, we are gonna slowly start getting more of all of America and start getting actually more places, getting Sierra Nevada, basically getting a lot of these trucks again. But we have to wait and see how things go. But you know, I should say most of my stuff is from Panda Beats. There is a couple of, I always forget to mention this, but there is a couple of Right. Away. Oh! Oh! We're going over the way over to Colben's. We're not going to be even be in the UK anymore. I wonder what country we're going to next. Because like I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to mainly following a lot of places where I will do a lot of my picking. Is I will pick Ireland or um um I will usually pick Ireland, or I'll pick other places from places that are on the list of 60, 70, 80% of places. Um, as long as they like, I go based on 90% first, then I go on 80%, and then I go um, um, and then I will pick 70%, and then after that, then basically that's where we'll start our businesses going up into those areas primarily. We're getting under that Great Britain tunnel, seems. Okay. Okay, now I see. So taking this train this way. Now we're down to $2, 2,408. Now we drive on the right side of the road. Nice. Absolutely nice. And it's absolutely nice to see that the way that we are going and the way that things are headed for us down here in driving. We have been since I've started over, we have been pretty much mostly over in Norway, Switzerland, and Finland, up in that area because we had a event going on that I still have not grabbed all of the stuff from it, because there was a update for it, and then hopefully I'm going the right direction and not going in a wrong direction either, because you don't want to. I don't want to be missing something and then heading into disaster. But now, then lately we've been in the UK, Great Britain, in that area, and we touched a little bit of Ireland, Northern Ireland mostly, through it all. So we went from we're basically right now, what we are taking is we're going from Norway, or not Norway, but from another place, going all the way into found a new passageway. Passageway. Did not expect to find a passageway like this. Haven't found many of those around. I want to be able to see if we can get over into Asia and into places like that. Get back over into the Middle East. Get down. Actually, we haven't even gone down to Africa. I would like to get down there. We haven't touched Africa at all, through our journey of playing through American or Euro Truck for that matter. And I absolutely am grateful, and I'm able to show you guys with all the information and all the things that I do talk about around here through TikTok, through Trovo, you know, and YouTube as well. But unfortunately, I hate TikTok right now. They basically requiring me to tell me that, hey, I am not 18, and saying that I'm not 18 at all, and I'm not going to live stream there because of that reason. I'm just not. I have literally, I'll still have my account, I'll still have the things up there, but I won't be up there on TikTok live. Most I'll have it for things where I just go and pay attention to what is being needed to be checked upon, for information, to things where I get some of that information. I get a lot of that information from not only TikTok, but I get it from Newsbreak, mainly Newsbreak, but I double check to make sure on a lot of things before I do. I've been caught in a couple of times where, you know, a lot of people, like yesterday I talked about the Bad Bunny situation. There's, you know, there are times where people will go in and make quick judgments on things and say, oh well, oh great, I'm not buying Adidas anymore. Okay, well, you're just one out of many people that won't. You got to realize that Adidas is not an American company. Adidas is a German company. Same as Puma. Um, those two are not American. And so a lot of people who say, oh well, I won't buy it anymore. Well, they have other markets that they can tailor to. They tailor to a lot of the sports fans, and I guarantee you, if you are watching a sports fan that you have for soccer, or in a way, in that you're going to have what? You're going to have your favorite, then you're going to have to lose your favorite player because they're endorsing by Adidas, or endorsed by these things, because you make those decisions, you have to stand by it. I rarely boycott anything. I rarely boycott anything. I will rarely boycott a lot of things. Musicians are the ones that I do boycott a lot. We are now in beautiful France. And it's one of those things that you don't need to boycott everything. You don't need to do that, but you should at least try to make a conscious decision to boycott a few things in your life if you can. Like, I'm not saying like don't listen to certain media, don't listen to certain artists. You know, we're in Belgium now, so trip time's 5 hours. There's no way I can hit that one, but I need. Okay, so we got one there at 3 hours there. The other one would be right there, but not really necessary right now. But, you know, it's a great thing to see a lot of good news and a lot of good things coming out of the world, and sometimes, you know, it's, you know, there's a lot of times where you see a lot of things from the history and seeing what goes on. You know, it's like you don't really understand that music and politics and things can sometimes intermingle together, you know, and sorry, I am actually starting to get tired. I don't know what's going on. Why am I getting tired all of a sudden? Maybe it's just because I am playing a video game and am genuinely getting tired of. I want to play something a little bit different, but I need to finish this haul. They're both going to get on about 10:45. As soon as we get done with this haul, guys, I'm going to hop over for some Fortnite. And if you guys are watching here on YouTube, I'm sorry you guys won't get to see that unfortunately, YouTube does not like me live streaming content for Fortnite and stuff because of copyright issues, and I don't want to and I don't want to Oh, okay. So right now, we just crashed. Um, we just crashed over at the E40. I need to check a thing. Um, we need to check a thing to see if there is a bug here. Um, per se. So let me go check over the official. And see if there was any known issues, because we got 1.58. I should be on 1.57. Mania. So there isn't any issue. Um, if we end up getting a crash again, then I have no idea what's going to be going on. Okay, what are we on, to be honest? Hold on. Okay, no, we're still on 1.57, so... And there also could be an update, down here, where France and, I did not need to update France. And it's hopefully seeing where we can go. Okay. Right now, we are in France. And if I'm not mistaken, we got stuck on the E40. We are beyond the... We are beyond the mark of when these things are to really shift up and shift off from hopefully we don't get that crash again, but there are times where we do get a crash, and I hate crashing. I hate the process in which it comes to creating that content and shifting our content from X, Y, or Z. But up here, we are going to go take a rest up here, I think. And then I think what I'll do is I'll probably finish this later tonight. Hopefully we don't have any problems on the E40 again. Random crashing in certain spots. Because I might have to go and check to make sure that France is fully installed, fully updated. Like making sure what's part of France so that I can go in and maybe we just re-download the whole entire content except for pro mods. Let's go get some parking up here. So our driver came back with 1,239. If we can get, if there is another truck up there, what I might do is I might just go start picking up some quick jobs again, and give us another driver, in place, and just go pick up electric vehicles for a little while, because I really want to drive some electric vehicles, um, and we might do that in like the next episode or something. Just hire another driver, um, after this, and just go drive electric vehicles for a little while. Because I want to get used to driving a little bit of those electric vehicles. Are you kidding me? So we'll see if we crash again. Because we're on the E40. Near Brussels. And that to me just thinks of England. Brussels. Okay, yeah, there are multiple names for places. Like you look at New York, New York. Yep, right here is where we crashed near Antwerp and Brussels. Um, of course, that's where we drop out. And I know it's gonna be in Europe. It's not gonna be northern. It's gonna be part of probably maybe northern Europe, UK. Um, but southern Europe. Um, um, hit Control L dash E N. Okay. No, we just need to import our local file. Whoops. Down. No. Really? Checking files 101. So yeah, like I said, I don't use any Russia. Um, okay, so Sude de France, Pays de Lior. We're gonna check around here. Um, Let me check. Okay. Maldives, West Africa, beyond. Varde, Lona, Sude de France. Cause that's not the place where I did crash though. So okay, I'm gonna look up. Um, yeah, cause I'm gonna look this up real quick. Okay, so um, okay, so I'm going to just quickly just check. Um, it would be considered. Okay, let's go up here. Um, I don't agree with it. Okay. Cause I'm thinking. Okay, so now what I need to do is I'm gonna probably get off for this time, guys. I'm gonna take like a 15. Maybe we'll figure this out. Figure out what I'm missing, because this is all done live. So we have all of the maps available here. So that should be at 1.01. That should be at 1.03 and 1.70. So all of those should be at that point. One. Okay, that one's at 1.0. Okay, then we need the ultimate map fix. Okay, that's at 1.32. And that one's at the right. Okay, what does this fix then? Okay, so now we're starting to get into Donbass, Lativa, Northern West Balkans, more cities. Cernil Call. Okay. Bulgarian Focus. A60. Palona Beloska. Needs to be shifted. We got Poland, and then Godov ADEX Services, Promods Emden, Orbill, Ryland Beyond, and then Ryland Fix. Ryland A4, then Ryland Promods and Island maps. Okay, so Stoutenburg. Yep. Then Denmark. Then Pile. Then Pays de Lior. Then Suede de France. Promods. Suede de France. Barcelona. Cape Verde, Portugal, Arabia. No, it's Cape Verde. Because then it's supposed to go after Sude to France. It's Barcelona, then the Cape Verde, then Portugal. Then it's that. Then we have Ireland. Truck Ireland. Why do I have Arabia in here then? Because oh, okay, so we have some stuff that got mixed up somehow, throughout all of this. Because it looks like, I made some mistakes, so we need to find... Ireland. Ireland. Then the trucks map. Actually, no, you know what? It might be better. Arabia need... Yeah, no. Then we go... Oh. Coal, then there's Island, then the SJ map. We are using Project Greenland instead of the SFIGC. So I'm gonna go up here, and what we'll do is we're gonna go to General. We'll take out the SFIGC, and then I'll just put Project Greenland. Okay, just so that in case. Then it's still Project Greenland. Project Caribbean. Canada. Then it's the Jawa, then we go, I think... Yeah, they need to go down to the Maldives. Let's just put you guys all the way down to Maldives. Because I think the enclaves, and then we can... Because you have to put that down in the correct spot. Okay. Syria. No, actually we do use, I know I imported that, but we did just add in general view, for it. So we need to make sure that that is posted where it should be. Okay, so it's actually, those actually go after, these go after that. And enclaves, then Syria, then extended. Then Project Palestine, then the Pro Mod stuff. Middle East, then Pro Mods. When we have the Extended Roads TG, Extended Roads TGCS, and then Pro Mods, and then Roads of Chattanooga. And then Australia, I'm not going to throw Australia back in yet. Okay. I just went around and fixed a couple of things. Yeah, gameplay got some detection there. Cause all I did was shifted a couple of things around. And if that's the case, guys, I'm going to go and I'm going to disable, Greenland. I'm going to type in, we're going to remove Project Greenland, and I'm going to put back up here. I want to go back to Europe, move Project Greenland, and put SFIGC back into play. And then we hit Control SFI GC. And we'll go from there. And it would be right there where S S no SFI no SFIGC, because I'm going back to utilizing this. It's gonna be right between it. Roger Caribbean, and then Canada, Wales, UK signage. Ruxossenberg, Ryland. Now Ryland should be at 1.4. Okay, it's at 1.14. 1.4. Yeah, so that's right there. Ryland fix. Okay, so Ryland beyond fix. Okay, so that's right then. Okay. So anyways, I'm gonna get off, guys, because I don't want to sit here and bore you guys to death any longer. If we do get any more breakage within our latest thing, then yeah. Anyway, I will catch you guys later on YouTube. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I'm gonna switch over to some Fortnite. So yeah, so we'll catch you guys later. And I will switch over to Fortnite in a few minutes. So anyway, we'll catch you guys back here in a few minutes. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for 13 most likely.